We are going to get started here with the retro review. Sorry, it's a bit late here. Um, just stuff came up, and I wasn't quite able to play test some of these things. So, we're going to go ahead and put announcements out. Let folks know that we are live, doing our review. Here, and over there. Okay. So hopefully you guys are all having a good day. We will get the retro achievements link pinned for the day. Dot retro. Hey there, Cosmic. Hey there, Wolfie. I am sorry I am super late. It's one of those days. Anyway, welcome in, guys. So for anyone watching this the first time, or anybody watching the VOD, this is the Retro Achievements Review, and what we do here is we take a look at the last week's worth of... I'm late, Bad Baron. Yes, indeed, Bad Baron. I'm sorry. Anyway, the... I interrupted my own train of thought there. So we're doing the Retro Achievements Review, which the whole point of which is to go over retro achievements, which are achievements for retro games made by gamers for gamers. They are developed, kind of like you have your Xbox achievements, Xbox Live achievements, and you have your PlayStation trophies. The retro achievements are there for competition's sake and for completionist's sake, to say, hey, I've done this challenge on this game, etc. So they've got achievements out there for your Mario games, your Sonic games, and lots of other interesting things in between. And one of my favorite things about this is getting to learn about games that I never knew even existed from all these old retro consoles. So, that being said, first part of the show here, we're just going to go over the last week's worth of new sets. Today is the 13th. Last Monday was the 6th, and so we'll see stuff from the 7th on towards today. I think the last one we covered was... Excuse me. I think it was this Hanafuda game, because I remember talking about that last week, and the soccer game. Right, so first one on this list here then today is that there's a new subset for F-Zero. So F-Zero already had a set. Wolfie says 30 lashes with a twig, like Mario time travel. I guess. Time traveling back to the retro days and learning about new games, or games that are new to us anyway. Often, anyway. Okay, so we have a F-Zero Deluxe is the name of the subset here. It says place first on standard difficulty or higher on a bunch of these different levels. Okay, and then you got some time attack ones. I'm wondering how that's different from the main set. If you look at the main set here for F-Zero, you still have to place first. You have to place first on master difficulty in the regular set. And then less than 204. Less than 207. So this is even more generous. That's interesting. I wonder, is this a BS F-Zero Deluxe? I'm wondering if this is if this is like a hack. If we look at the supported game files. Oh, okay. So I think this is This must be like a hack or something to the main game. It's listed as a subset, but it's not really. Hey, Knocker, welcome in. I feel like some sets are there just because people love the game and just want an excuse to keep playing. I mean, that's fair enough. There's that's a good enough reason for there to be a subset. If people are enjoying and having fun, that's most of the point, right? I mean, it's there for bragging rights too, like a separate set of challenges. Or mastering like all of the different glitches and things like that. But it is what it is. Um, yeah, so that was the first one. It was a subset for F-Zero that I think is probably really a hack. Next up here we got Bleach, Soul Carnival 2. So I think we've seen Soul Carnival, and we discussed that one a little bit. It kind of looks like a phone game, but it was for the PSP. It didn't seem. I don't know. I didn't really know what to make of the first game, but we can take a look at this one. Carnival 2 PSP gameplay. Da, da, da. I kind of want to skip through the anime parts and just see what the gameplay looks like. It's taking forever to load today. There we go. Skip forward a bit. So it's kind of a 2D fighter, I guess, in some ways, and you're just kind of charging through, defeating whatever enemies come your way, and you get specials and things you can call on. Gotta say, it's not one that really catches my interest much. Granted, I wasn't a huge fan of Bleach, but if you were a fan of Bleach, then maybe this game is worth checking out. It does look more like the kind of thing you'd see in like a cell phone game. Played a Bleach fighting game on PSP, which was decent. Never seen the show though. Yeah, I think there's some fighters that we've seen that looked pretty decent, 2D and 3D. But this one looks, I don't know, it looks really simplistic. Um, da, da, da. Yeah, it wasn't on RA. Next up we've got Hot Wheels Burning Rubber on the Game Boy Advance. So we've seen a couple different Hot Wheels games. Getting poked. Anyway. Da, da, da. So you got to complete tournaments, different cups, beat the best times. Okay, pretty short set here. Looks like a fair number of people have already achieved this. We already have quite a few masters. So, another racing game. Burning Rubber. GBA. Yeah, I think they did have one last week. I think that was a PlayStation one. This one's a Game Boy Advance. Ah, it's like you're running over pianos, but it doesn't, it's not making, like, sounds for running over the piano keys. That's too bad. Missed opportunity there. There's another course. This reminds me more of it's like we've seen some of the like other racing games, racing series on Game Boy Advance, and even some of the Hot Wheels games, but this really makes me think more of like a kart racing game than like a car racing game, if that makes sense. Like more like a Konami Crazy Racers than like Gran Turismo. Feel like I've seen Piano Keys, another racing game that does just that. Yeah, I don't remember which. I'm pretty sure one of the more recent Mario Karts has a level like that, where you know you have the environment be a little bit more interactable. But anyway, I think we get the idea. That's a Hot Wheels racing game. Looks like a pretty achievable badge. Um, that's next up here. Hammer and Harry. We've seen the Game Boy version of this come up before. It's a 2D platformer. Um, so you got to beat the stages without respawning at a checkpoint. So basically deathless. There's deathless achievements. There's time attack achievements. Score achievements. Destroy the left car without you swinging your hammer. Beat the game's more. Oh, and you got to beat the second loop. Let me take a look at this one. Hammer and Harry arcade gameplay. Hmm. Hmm. You get the pepper and you start going crazy. Hmm. Oh, it's got the developer's company name, Irem, on the manhole covers. That's kind of cute. I guess that's kind of a mini boss. Oh, here's the boss. Hammer time? Oh boy. So you kind of got some puzzle platforming elements here. Hmm. Well, anyway, that's Hammer and Harry on arcade. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we've seen this on Game Boy before. Yep. Game Boy. There's the NES version. There's two NES versions. There's a sequel on NES. So there's a whole series of Hammer and Harry games. There you go. If you like whacking things with a hammer, maybe that's a game series for you. Put next to Bonk. Next up we got a Winnie the Pooh preschool. So this one's on PlayStation. Entertainment game, educational, or rather, not entertainment, but educational. Okay, so you got different levels of paintings, family trees, so on. Guessing it's probably pretty simplistic. There's a kindergarten version as well that already had a set. But if you're looking for a pretty easy set, these are usually kind of meme sets. But there you go. Pandemonium, Magical Hoppers. Never shall education and entertainment mix. Edutainment, I guess you could say. So this is from Toys for Bob, same folks who did the Spyro games, among other things. Wait, is this the was this the game that we reviewed a while back? It's got a set now. I think this is the game that we reviewed for Scanlines a while back. It's like a 2.5D platformer. Pandemonium. Yes, it's gameplay. That was Pandemonium 2. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so this is the first. This is the first one, and we look at the second one. But yeah, it's kind of a weird game, and the second one kind of hurt my eyes because there's just so much. There's a lot of visual clutter with this game. It's a little bit hard to tell, you know, where things are, what's going on, and it's from that era when like they were doing 3D models of things, but they didn't have very many polygons to play with, so I mean, it's not a terrible looking game. It's better than Blasto. But edutainment sounds like a phrase a teacher would use to try to get you engaged. Well, yeah, exactly. But to be fair, you know, and we were playing. At least I played. You know, that Wearing North Dakota was Carmen Sandiego, and there's games like Oregon Trail, and you know, a lot of those very early games were some of the first games, period. So it's kind of thanks to them in some parts that like we have a lot of other games because they, you know, kind of laid out the foundations of things sometimes. Wolfie says we had Crystal Key. This is kind of an interesting level. It's like pinball. And in the second game, you had like a follower that would come. Followers maybe the wrong word. You had somebody that was chasing you, and so you had to beat the game within a certain amount of time, beat each level. So you're kind of like on a timer. And it made an already kind of hectic game even more hectic. Incredible Machine was probably the best, though. Incredible Machine was pretty good. And I mean, that was definitely a edutainment game. Anywho. So let's see. Complete with no more than 3 heart containers. No more than 4 heart containers. Complete with different characters. Obtain different power-ups. Okay, so there's some collection achievements. There's some exploration achievements. Gotta find some extra lives in various places. I guess you have to turn into different things. Find extra heart containers. So I'm guessing the beat the levels with no more than X heart containers is probably like a basically a minimalist run. Don't. That's for not collecting various things. It says it's progress, but mm. uh, unless that's something you can adjust, maybe. So maybe it's like a difficulty setting. Oh, there's some damage. Let's achieve those. No more than X containers and without losing a life. Okay, so there's some deathless achievos as well. This is a pretty full set of various things. I want to get 100% treasure. The one we had was called Point Perfect, if I remember correct. Not sure if that was in the USA. Yeah, I've not heard of that one. So no comment. Bonus levels. Oof. Beat the whole game in one sitting in 45 minutes or less. Okay, so there's some sort of endurance achievos mixed with time attack achievos in there. I mean, time attack is usually kind of endurance achivo to begin with, but respawning enemies cheat on. Oh boy. With your screen upside down. Hmm. Well, there you go. So, quite a lot of different challenges for this one. It's a fairly large set with a lot of points. So, if you enjoyed this game as a kid and maybe want to give it another go, there you go. If you're interested in something way different as far as platformers go, it is that. We gave it a pretty low score when it came up for. We gave the sequel a pretty low score when it came up for review. Um, mostly on account of just like the graphics and the gameplay not syncing up well, I don't think. But I don't know. The first one didn't look as bad as the second one was. Anywho, next up we've got Aladdin on the Game Boy Color. I'm gonna guess this is probably either essentially the same game as the Super Nintendo one or the Genesis one. Probably just a port. Oof, the escape without getting hit. That's the magic carpet ride through the volcano, probably. That's a rough one. We can take a look at this one. Aladdin GPC gameplay. This looks a little bit different, maybe. I mean, it's got the kind of stages you would expect, like the market and the cave and whatnot. But this looks different than the either the Genesis or the Super Nintendo stage. Looks like it's hard to climb the ropes. This guy's struggling a lot. Music's pretty decent, considering this is on Game Boy. Definitely takes a lot of cues from the other games. Collecting the gems and everything. Yeah, so I would say if you've already conquered the other versions of Aladdin, I know quite a few of the folks in RA have, then this might be worth adding to the belt. I imagine if you played the other ones, this might be pretty similar. But there you go, Aladdin on the Game Boy Color. Next up we've got My Sims on the Nintendo DS. Life simulation game. It's got a hefty number of achievements there, 60 odd. Let's see. You get star level. Have to max out your Sims happiness. Get a bunch of gold medals, silver medals, whatever that means. In case of this one, looks like it's got a casino, some casino games of some kind. Buy all the furniture. Get all the prizes at the casino. Pray for too many things at the town fountain. Enter the disco. Alright. Wheel. This is My Sims Nintendo DS. This is from TOS. It's not from, I forget which company does most of the Sims games. It's, some with an F, I think. It's been a minute. Maxis, yeah, that's right. Thank you for the follow. Marker? If you're just tuning in, we are looking at new sets that came out in the last week from Retro Achievements. And I went ahead and put a link for Retro Achievements there. Oh, I put the wrong. That's a wrong link. That's .com and it's .org. Let me fix the link here. There you go. That's the link that we want. Retroachievements.org. And we're just looking at the this last week's worth of new sets. They actually announced Sims 5. I think that's out this year. Interesting. I can't say I've ever been big into the Sims games. Looks like you might have more control over an individual in this one. Well, no, I guess in the Sims you have control over an individual one, but you don't necessarily like control where they're going. So this is kind of like got some elements, maybe more like Animal Crossing, I guess. I'm not seeing. I don't know if there's like farming elements. In the regular Sims games, you like you know, choose out furniture and like build a little house for your Sim or whatever, and you know, set up families, give them jobs and like attitudes and stuff like that. This one you seem to be like just walking around doing fetch quests for people. Maybe watering plants or something. Oh, okay, so you do set some stuff up in your you build your room or whatever. So yeah, I guess it's kind of in the same line as like the Animal Crossing series. If you enjoy those games or are looking for something chill, this might be up your alley. You neither? You only played the mobile one? Oh, the mobile Sims game? I played a fair amount of SimCity. SimCity and like Sim Ant, Sim Earth, some of those like kind of off the side games. I mean, they're interesting. Next up we got Pac-Man World 2. So I think Pac-Man World was I think that was the side scroller on Super Nintendo where you have like the um what is it, the slingshot, and you're directing your Pac-Man, a lot of his actions with the slingshot. This is Pac-Man World 2 on GBA. Sim Ant, Sim Farm, Sim City. Yeah. Hmm. Oops. There's even Sim Copters. You could fly around your cities. You built in Sim City, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that one. There was one where you had like you were putting together like a tropical island, like making a tourist trap kind of thing. There were quite a lot of sim games. I think they kind of went overboard a little bit. Hmm. So this one's kind of a 2.5D one as well. Another franchise EA is kind of left for dead. Oh, the Sim stuff. Hey, Wise. I wouldn't say we found anything yet that like really jumps out at me as like, oh, this looks interesting. There was an Aladdin game that came out for Game Boy Color. So for like those people that have already got the badges for like Aladdin Super Nintendo, Aladdin Genesis, Aladdin Game Gear, well now there's one for Game Boy Color. So, you know, it didn't look, you know, I guess in general Game Boy Color games don't look all that impressive just to begin with because it's Game Boy Color, but it's another Aladdin game if people are trying to get all of them, you know. So that could be interesting. And then this one is Pac-Man World 2. It looks okay. Like, I'm not seeing any enemies yet, which is kind of... Well, I guess there were some ghosts earlier. Yeah, there's a Hot Wheels game, but it's... Yeah. It didn't look as interesting as, like, Konami Crazy Racers. Alright, so you got 100% clearing, you've got time attack, achievements, I guess there's some bosses. You will come across bosses, and there's some damage lists. Without taking damage or moving left. So, right only. So some collection achievements, time attack, damage lists. Uh, hmm. Looks like this is like a single session achievement too. With streaming Fester's Quest, but stream kept crashing. Easy badge and pretty short game, almost done with it. Nice. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Fester's Quest. Alright, next up we got some rhythm games here. So you got DDR, Disney's Rave. This is one of those ones that we don't really want to look up because we'll probably get dinged on YouTube and Twitch here for licensed content. But it's a rhythm game, DDR game with Disney music. So we've seen, I think we've seen some Game Boy games that were rhythm games with Disney music before, but here's one that's just a classic, straight up DDR. And we got Poppin' Music, which is also on PlayStation, and kind of the same idea. You gotta, you know, hit the buttons at the right time. You got achievements for doing it on, you know, clear it without missing any notes, clear it on higher difficulty levels, yeah, with more things more quickly, etc., etc. So if you're good at rhythm games, here you go. Here's more to add to the list. Wolfie says he played one of these on Steam last year, and all the Disney songs were either remixed or I had never heard of them. There are a surprisingly large number of Disney songs that have come out over the years. From like I mean, there's like a lot of morning. There's just like live action shows, but they're like Mickey's Clubhouse kind of stuff. That had all kinds of different songs that they do. There were I mean, obviously there's tons of Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Scrooge McDuck and all kinds of various things that had their own music. Um, so yeah, there's a lot to pull from. It's not just the I think mainline the main things most people recognize would probably be like the movies, like the um, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Snow White, a lot of those classic songs. But that's like just a small fraction of the Disney music library over time. Next up, we've got a Game Boy game, which is a Sailor Moon game. It's listed as a action 2D platforming. So this might be the same as the Game Gear game. Let's see. No, I'm gonna say it is not, because it's already got different enemies for different stages. This might be one to get Foxy, especially as like a Saturday morning stream kind of thing. So we've got Sailor Moon. Is this R? DB gameplay. That's, for the Game Boy, that's a pretty good rendition. Okay, this is way different than the Game Gear one, so very different. Okay, this is more like a I don't know, more like Narc or Kung Fu kind of, in that you're just walking along a sort of a single plane, and yeah, attacking things from the left and the right. I'm not a huge fan of these kind of games. Oh, looks like there's some more interesting stuff going on later, though. Maybe? Yeah, not super impressed with that one. Me. Um, Anywho, up next we've got Azumanga Daioh Advance. So this is a what they call a 4-koma, which is like a 4-panel cartoon comedy that became an anime. Kind of in the vein of cute girls doing cute things. This is a Game Boy game. And looks like it was a collectible card game and a puzzle game. Interesting. Trigger different launches, win a tiebreaker round. Oh, on stream, not on Steam. Gotcha. That is not what I wanted. I want to click on YouTube. Hmm. So it looks like you have to, it's to line up the cards in some way to make the stars connect, I guess. Not what I would usually think of when I think of like a card game. I guess your only real control here is just switching around the order of the cards. Maybe the larger the combo you can get of connected stars, the more damage you do, or something like that. Oh, it's how many stars you can get in a row. Interesting. Well, there you go. Something different. Card game with characters from an anime, if you're interested in that anime. Next up we got a basketball game. NBA Hang Time from Funcom on the Super Nintendo. So they want you to make a custom character and beat a whole bunch of teams with it. Max out your stats on your custom character. Win a game on each court against an extra hard CPU. Personally score 50 points in a game. Oh boy. Catch on fire by personally scoring 3 baskets in a row. Earn team fire by getting 3 alley oops or double dunks in a row. Field goals. Isn't this a basketball game? Win a game with a hidden character against an extra hard CPU with CPU assistance on. View the team photo of the Funcom employees. Score a basket after the timer's out. Count of Monty AST. Have the fewest turnovers at the end of the game. Have the most rebounds at the end of the game. Have the most steals at the end of the game. Have the most 3-pointers. Wait. NBA Jam. This is not NBA Jam. This is NBA Hang Time. I don't know why I was thinking of NBA Jam. I guess it's the other. That's the basketball game I usually think of when I think of basketball games.
For 3. Scores. For 3. Scores. Passes. For 3. For 2.
Yeah, is it all 2v2? I wonder if this is a specific game mode. Okay, well that's NBA Hang Time. So there you go. If you're a fan of sports games, if you're a fan of basketball games, maybe worth a shot. If you want something different, maybe worth a shot. Um, Next up we've got Idle Hakenden, Popstar Debut. This is a adventure visual novel. Let's see, a lot of achievements about getting characters to join your party, beat different acts. This doesn't have a little progress indicator, but I think most of these are probably progress. So, probably a pretty easy badge. It looks like a lot of people are getting them too, so. Yeah, Cassie's already got this one. It's already five masters for this set. And then this is NES. I'm gonna guess it's a lot of menu hopping, deciding where to go. Yep. Okay. So you have like a look, talk, take, use. So it's pretty much an adventure game, visual novel game. Some pretty cute sprite work here. Oh boy. Hmm. Maybe not the best artwork in some places. Okay, that looks like it could be a fun stream game for at least one day. I don't know. I could use some more adventure games and easy badges. Take a break from all the shoot 'em ups every once in a while. Speaking of, here we've got Metal Slug 2 on the Neo Geo CD. So Metal Slug games we are familiar with. We've seen those come up before. They are really good action games. They are pretty hard. Definitely pretty hard to badge, but really good classic running guns. A lot of fun. Awesome soundtracks. Awesome artwork. Really fun ways to die in a lot of them. A lot of callbacks to other. I think this is an SNK game. Yeah, it's an SNK game, but it has a lot of references to other stuff like Resident Evil and whatnot. Something catch my eye with that game? Not particularly. It just looked like some funny artwork here and there. Some pretty crazy stuff going on. Anyway, you got okay, so there's a lot of time attack ones on these. Cosmic says, sorry I'm not talking much. I realized late that it's the last day for this month's Marvel Snap. So I've been getting 6 hours of watching people play Marvel Snap to get rewards. Ooh. That sounds kind of like work. Even though it's just watching other people play. It might lose connection to the other stream. Oh. Well, do what you gotta do if you're into earning all the Marvel Snap awards. Yeah, it does sound like an addiction, but I don't know. We can't say much. I I kind of have an addiction to Chivos at this point. Um, but anyway, we can take a quick look at the Metal Slug 2 on the Neo Geo. Um, Neo Geo CD. Used to be the same with Hearthstone. Yeah. Most of the time you just play a game, so I'm not really watching. Today I took my nap during it. Ah. Oh, he caught the sword. There you go. There's Metal Slug number 2. If you played any of the Metal Slug games, they're all pretty similar in terms of the art style and gameplay. Which, you know, in some ways you could say they haven't really changed much between the first game and the more recent stuff. But doesn't really need to. It still looks pretty good. It still plays really well. Anywho, but there you go. Looks like you got a bunch of achievements to finish the stages with the vehicles. Just finish it. Finish mission 4 while being fat. There's some score achievements. There's collecting all the prisoners. There's some deathless, which is really damageless in the case of this game. One hit is one. You die with one hit. Yeah, and there's all these time attack ones. Yeah, so there you go. Next up we got VR Troopers on the Game Gear. So Saiyan would probably be up for this because he was a big fan of VR Troopers. That was a tokusatsu show that got brought over by Saibon. I don't remember what the original show was called. It was not called VR Troopers initially, but it was brought over and made into that, and given a bunch of like American school kids became the main characters. I think it's a 2D fighter. Let me take a look at this one. This is on here. VR Troopers Gear gameplay. You know, looks pretty good for a 2D fighter on Game Gear. Music's nothing to, music's not super impressive, but I guess it's fine. Shaq Fu, that you? You know, this looks like it plays okay. I mean, just looking at it though, you never know without actually, booting up yourself. But doesn't look terrible, doesn't look great. Just, I don't know, probably pretty middling. Would be hard to tell without really getting behind the, like I say, getting behind the controls yourself. Let's see. Wolfie says he badged one of the Shaq Fus, the easy one. You have my condolences, I guess. Gotta go fast and hard. Oof. So it's a time attack mixed with a high difficulty. Shaq Fu was so bad, Wiseman says. Every character at least once in a single battle game gauntlet. Giant mode activated. Yeah, so you're gonna have to do very hard to badge this one. So, good luck with that. If you're good with fighters, maybe worth a shot. if you like VR Troopers, maybe worth a shot. Um, I think Saiyan. We should have Saiyan give that one a go because he's a big VR Troopers fan. Um, I would say of all the ones that came out this week, this is probably the one that caught my eye the most. This one's Higemaru Makaijima, which is like so Maru is a name that you is like I think you might have penned to like a ship name. So Higemaru is like a mustache, the ship mustache, or beard. Higemaru Makaijima. Makaijima is like a demon island, devil island. Nanatsu no Shima Daiboken. So that's like the great adventure of the Seven Islands. And I did boot this one up and give it a little bit of a go. I'll maybe give this one a bit of a go again on after we get through looking at community achievements. But pretty interesting little game. You're like picking up barrels and throwing them. Kind of reminds me of what would I compare it to? Well, anyway, this is a um, top down action adventure game. So it's got that isometric view, kind of like Zelda, but you're picking up stuff and throwing them at pirates, and you're kind of wandering around to different like dungeons and fighting other things. Uh, so yeah, kind of an interesting game. Let's lock it up here. Higemaru Makaijima. Yes. And I think this is on MSX too. I think I've seen it on MSX and some other places. Original version. So I didn't when I was playing it, I wasn't sure if you had like a health bar. Um, uh-oh. That's quite the name for the island. Oh, you don't pick up just barrels. Looks like you do the same with rocks. Actually, I guess this is kind of similar to that Goof Troop game we were playing the other day, too. Isn't that when you're picking up barrels and throwing them? And you're also fighting a lot of pirates. Maybe you could think of this as like the NES Goof Troop. Not rocks, too. Hmm. Okay, so you have to fight a kraken at some point. Dig the music for this part. Back to this island again. So it's kind of, you have like this open world that you're traveling around. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of like, I guess some similar games that had that at this point in time are like, obviously Zelda and like Rygar. Looks like there's an ice level too. You're fighting an iceberg. Well, anyway, so that is Higemaru Makaijima. Or, I should call that, Seven Island Great Adventure. Higemaru Makaijima. It's like Demon Island Ship Mustache. I don't know. I don't know what I would translate this to. But, interesting game. And, I think most of the achievements on here are basically just progress. There's not a lot of, I didn't see any. Oh, no, there is damageless. Okay. Oh, and, don't miss any throws on certain bosses. Earn a specific number of points. That might be a little, I don't know. I guess you have to figure out what all earns points and how much. Just calculate it from there. Combo kill 4 more enemies at one throw. And then endurance, beat the whole game in one sitting. Surely it should be snowballs and not rocks. Well, I mean, it's probably snowballs or ice-covered rocks on the ice area. There you go. Got Meowstic appeared for those doing Pokemon. Shake your balls, as they say. Next up we got Short Circuit on the Amstrad CPC. And this one is a point-and-click adventure. So I don't know, maybe I'll give this one a shot too. Disable the sprinkler system, activate the fire alarm system. Complete the game in less than 28 real minutes. Oh, this might be a quick one. Short Circuit, Amstrad CPC. Finally one that looks interesting. Are you just saying that because the Amstrad CPC is a British computer system? Well, this is from Ocean. Same guys who did Darkman and Robocop. Among other things. Your first PC was an Amstrad? Oh. This actually looks pretty good for being on the same system as that version of the Shadow of the Beast that we saw earlier. Ocean games belong on the bottom of the ocean, Wise Man says. Well, so there's it's fair to say that there are companies that made games, particularly on PCs, that then tried to make NES games that just they didn't figure out how to program very well on the NES. And I think that's true for Ocean. I think they definitely had some interesting things that they were trying to do with both RoboCop and Darkman, and I can kind of respect them for that, but I feel like they're, attempts and failures. That said, I think that it might be the case that they did better on programming for the systems that they did most of their work for than they would have on, programming for a Japanese console. So like if they I almost want to say like Falcom's the same kind of way, except Falcom didn't do their own programming. So like when you talk about like the Ys games, Ys on NES is actually kind of bad. Ys on SMS is passable. Um, I would say that if you play them on the PC-88 version is really good, but like the a lot of the ports are not as good. And now, granted, they weren't doing programming on those other systems as much. And some of the ports of their games that were made entirely by their companies, like Fox Xanadu, which was I think Hudson. I think Hudson did that on the NES game. That the NES game is actually really good, whereas the original Xanadu on PC-88 and PC-98 is kind of bad. But I don't know. I think companies can often do, like I'm saying, they can do better on the original system that they have the most experience programming for. Wolfie says, not as sophisticated as this, though. It had a green color palette. Ah. Well, so like we saw the Shadow of the Beast game a while ago that was on just a green and black color palette. Um, yeah, basically a grayscale game. Looked pretty decent for what they were doing with the limited color palette, but this has a lot more color than that one did. That looks really good comparatively. But there might have been different. I'm not super familiar with Amstrad and all the different models of that, so maybe there are different models, and this is one of the later ones. Because this was from '87. I kind of wonder when that other one was from. So we're looking at the Shadow of the Beast game. Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Oh, that's Shadow of the Beast. What we want. And we're looking at this one. Oh no, this is 1990. Oh no, I guess it wasn't just all green. I remembered it wrong. It did have some more color to it. Oh, you learned to program on it. Interesting. Um, anyway, but the set here is mostly just progress stuff. A few missables here. Get caught entering the guard's break room. Get caught trying to go outside. Get caught trying to get into a high security area. Huh? Might be worth a shot. Last of all, here we've got Time Soldiers on the Master System. It looks like it's a top-down running gun. We've Wise and I have been looking into a lot of these games on Master System and NES, so this could be interesting. Finish the game with 7 lives. Finish the game without continuing. It's probably in the same kind of style as like Iki and Kiki Kai Kai and Ninja Princess. Some of those ones that we were looking at. Hikari Warriors, stuff like that. So SMS gameplay. The one Wolfie had was an Amstrad PCW, and the programming language was BASIC. Yeah, that would be appropriate for the time. Time Soldiers. Oh, there's the sound. So I guess the theme here is you're going through different eras, and you're so this is like World War I, World War II, Europe. The boss is a Jeep. Not a tank. It's a Jeep. I guess it's appropriate for first boss, but... The Age of Rome. Oh, looks like this is like a prehistoric era. What kind of era is this? Cosmic says he played co-op with this with OWASP. Interesting. Maybe this is supposed to be Greek times? Fighting a Lamia. Can't help but notice her anatomy here. It's, not the most modest. Oh, that's quite the, immediately go to the next boss. I don't know, it's all Greek to me. Twitch drop timer isn't counting down right now. Sometimes it does this if I have 2 streams up. Oh. So just chat. That's cool. Destroyed the boss monster and rescued 1 warrior. So you have to go through several eras to get to the, to rescue a warrior. Interesting. A lot of Chivos here for defeating different things. Defeating the Deathless, too. Oh, I guess you must have some kind of save option, because it's got endurance Chivos. Finish the game without continuing. Finish the game with 7 lives. Lower the resolution on the stream. That might help. Alright, I think that's it for the, Oh, one came in at the very end. Oh, it's another firefighter game. We've been seeing a lot of these lately. City Crisis, Fire Heroes. Oh, you have to defeat different enemies in this. Interesting. It's not just putting out fires. It's Firefighter FD18. PS2 gameplay. Hey, Roto, welcome in, sir. We are looking at achievements. We're just at the very end of looking at the new sets. This is a PS2 game that came in right at the end here. Reload the page before I decided to switch over to checking out community achievements.
Burned into your memory. They haunt you endlessly. That is why I do what I do.
So this is a Konami game.
I rushed to the scene to extinguish.
Firefighter FD18 is the name of the game. Got a lot of exposition to introduce stuff. Let's see. There we go. Into the action. Okay, so you are rescuing people and putting out fires. another one where you have a magic hose that's as long as you need it to be. At least it's not hanging in the air the way the other one was in that other game. So there's some achievements for like boss fights though. So I kind of wonder.
There's a lot of smoke. If we don't hurry, the fumes are gonna overwhelm everyone that's trapped.
What do they make hoses out of so they don't melt? I don't know. Probably asbestos.
Too painful.
Okay. A lot of putting out fires. I'm just kind of curious if there are actual boss fights in this game. Because it looked like you had something going on. Rotos Home says, I just got home a bit ago. I should probably let you know I'll probably be running late on Wednesday. We'll be celebrating my nephew's graduation from daycare. He's going to kindergarten next. Cool. Congratulations to your nephew. Hopefully, the celebration's lots of fun, and hopefully you have a good time. We are, as far as I know, things are set to go for Wednesday Monster Hunter Open Lobby. I should be around. I don't know. I haven't talked to Saiyan about it this week, but I haven't heard anything to the negative, so I think he'll be around. We might have Owaz and Drake with us. It's an eat out at the Hibachi. Oh, nice. Okay, so the boss here is just a big fire.
Has the rescue team completed its job? This tanker, it doesn't look good.
Hmm. We're gonna have to do like a stream someday that's just like dedicated to games like this, disaster games. Like a Saturday stream sometime, which is like all disaster games all day. Because I did have a lot of fun with like City Crisis and some of those other ones. Okay, so just one more time, we'll reload the page. All right, that was it. That was it for the new sets. Actually, that game looked pretty fun, so I might give that one a go, but it's gonna take a bit to get. So at least for tonight, I'm gonna probably load up this one, the Higemaru Makaijima. I mean, well, Metal Slug will probably take a bit to go to get to, but anyway. Dun, dun, dun. So next up, we want to look at what our community has been up to. So we'll look at the weekly scores for last week. We'll just go kind of middle of the week there. And I think we'll go from the bottom up this time. So we got Coach. I'll give Coach a shout out here. And he's been continuing to work on Chrono Trigger. Looks like he booted up Gex 64 and some Paper Mario on N64. Booted up Shadowrun. Doesn't look like he played it very much. Arch Rivals on NES. I think that's a basketball game. Xevious on NES. That's a classic. Dragon Spirit on NES. That's Foxy's favorite game. Oh, and he did some UN Squadron on Super Nintendo. Very cool. I think this is going back to more maybe 2 weeks ago, because I remember him doing Doom like 2 weeks ago. Oh, and he did the Super Nintendo Shadowrun as well. That's more of an adventure game, whereas I think the Genesis one I think is more of a tactics RPG. No, action RPG. Yeah. Anyway, so he'll probably have Chrono Trigger. He doesn't really badge things per se, but probably get a lot of points out of that. Mr. Wolfie here has been doing some Mario's Time Machine on Super Nintendo. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. They're both about the same, but different level design. Oh, for the Shadowrun games. I just remember I didn't get very far in the Super Nintendo one, but I remember it having a lot of adventure elements where you're like just wandering about and picking stuff up out of boxes and looking around and doing, like, I don't know, more scene investigation stuff, kind of. Oh, maybe I'm mistaking the Genesis one for the Super Nintendo one then. This game I was referencing at the start of stream. Oh, it was Mario's Time Machine? Oh, and it's educational. Okay. Interesting. Give Isaac Newton an underwhelming Christmas present in his unseasonably green garden. Unseasonably green garden. Alright then. Looks like Chrono patched this one. Hagane. That's one of Saiyan's favorites. Doom, Super Aquatic Games. Starting the Aquabats. Interesting. Aquabats are like a Mormon ska band. They're I didn't realize they were involved in a Super Nintendo game. Couldn't figure out how to play it. Yeah, this is Wolfie's profile. I should give him a shout out since we're looking at his profile. Next up the list is Mifon. He comes around sometimes. He's been playing some DDR. It looks like he started that one. F-Zero. Looks like he just booted that up. I think Mifon also plays a lot of the Monster Hunter games. I think that's where I met him. I think he started came onto a stream when I was playing some Monster Hunter, and I think he's also been playing some of the older PSP ones. He's been playing some Pokemon Dash, some Plants vs Zombies. Did that Bob the Builder one from a couple weeks back. Didn't quite batch it. He batched the Winnie the Pooh preschool game. Playing some R-Type, Kirby Superstar Stacker. Oh yeah, I saw that, Cosmic. Congratulations on that. Huge GG's. Give Mifon a shout out here. And next up is Neo. He is still working on Drill Dozer. Oh, looks like Mifon was playing some I think that's one of the Williams pinballs. Anyway, so Neo's been doing Drill Dozer, Gun Force, Final Fantasy, Spanky's Quest. So a lot of the same stuff we saw him playing last week, he's still working on. Making some good progress. Let's see, Drake. Oh, and Graham. Should check out Graham. Drake has been... Oh, okay. So Drake and I were doing a bunch of playtesting last week on games that handled multiplayer. So it looks like that's the main ones that he's been doing of late. We tried to get 1941 to work, the multi-set for that, but all we got was a white screen when we tried to load it up in the emulator. So I don't know what's up with that. Tried a couple different emulators and a couple different tried finding the ROM in a couple different places, and nevertheless we just ended up with a white screen. So that's unfortunate. I think somebody actually has badged this, so maybe. Or well, people gotten some scores, so somebody's able to play it, but I don't know. We'll have to come back to that. But we played some Goof Troop. We played some Arrow Fighters. We did get through all of Goof Troop, but we didn't master it. We were really just kind of having a good time and switching games up quite a bit. And kind of surprised you didn't get any for Simpsons. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So it looks like he had his he was getting them in softcore. That's too bad. He probably had the little thing clicked about using patched ROM sets or whatever. I think Graham has been doing Final Fantasy XI, Blitz and Beavis and Butthead on Super Nintendo, some Looney Tunes basketball on Super Nintendo, some Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, Crazy Taxi on DC on Dreamcast, Earthworm Jim 2 on Super Nintendo, Alpha Mission on NES. Yep. Graham's been busy. Graham plays like everything. Give Graham a shout out here. If you ever need any help with Bubble Bobble, Graham Tams is your man. It's kind of his claim to fame around here. Dun, dun, dun. And Theo, who sometimes shows up for Scanline stuff, give him a little shout out here. Fight. I don't know if that's his Twitch name. Anyway, he's been playing some Shadow the Hedgehog on PS2. We saw that one get a set, I think that was 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Pretty recently, anyway. Dragon Ball Z, some Super Contra, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Quest Heroes, Rocket Slam. Yep. Good stuff. And then, okay, VCG. Check out what VCG's been up to. Baldur's Gate. That's right. He batched. He mentioned this on his Discord. He's been playing some of those Baldur's Gate games on PS2 and Game Boy Advance. Looks like he batched the Game Boy Advance one. I think he said he actually liked this one more than the PS2, so that's neat. Playing some Frogger on Mega Drive and Game Boy Color, and it looks like he was playing some of the Aladdin Game Boy, not the Game Boy Color one. Oh no, he's played the Game Boy Color one and the original Game Boy one. Some Donkey Kong Jr. and back to Dragon Quest V. So he's been kind of all over the place. That's cool. Next up is Cosmic. Give Cosmic a shout out here. Looks like he's played some UN Squadron. Not getting any of those achievements yet. So this is our challenge game for the week over at Scanlines. There's a lot of achievements around beating the missions, like 1cc in the missions and beating them without having bought anything. Oh, you deleted the achievements for it. Okay. Well, I was kind of expecting you to get at least the 1cc for the first level, because the first level is not bad. Second level is really tough. Like, second level is tougher than the next 4. Like, I feel like the second level is kind of tough. The 6th level is kind of tough. Yeah, 6th level is the cave. And then Arsenal Core, which I think is the 8th level, and then the last level is really tough. But most of the rest of them are pretty doable. Of course, I say that and I keep getting stuck on the boss on the 5th level, but I'll get back to that. It's a really fun game. I would highly recommend it to anybody who enjoys shoot 'em ups. Thank you, Cosmic. I'm hoping to get at least in the one game that I recommended that I've played quite a bit of. You know, maybe I can win the Scorchivo, but I am by no means the best at shoot 'em ups in our little group. I think definitely RVK, and you are a lot better at shoot 'em ups than I am. So I think RVK and you are both top tier contenders. But I'd love to be able to get a 1cc in this game. Anyway, you've also been playing some, looks like you booted up some pinball, played some Felix, played some Demon Attack. We talked about that one last time. Um, some Spy Hunter. Looks like you're getting close on that one too. Classic NES game. Link's Awakening DS, Ring King, some Hello Kitty. I think this is the balloon one, right? Yeah. Got some Felix achievement and a 50-point DM attack achievement this week. Well, congratulations, man. Good job. Mapuland, and there's the Tailgater you're talking about. Yeah, that is a good game. And Ghost Super Mikami. Looks like you booted that one up. Hello Kitty was really laggy, so you gave up on it. Ah, it's too bad. Next up is Foxy. We'll give Foxy a shout out here. And unfortunately, Foxy, well, I guess I shouldn't say unfortunately, but Foxy was doing, I think he was doing Mother's Day stuff this weekend, so he didn't have a breakfast stream. So we didn't get to hang out there and give him some of the newest sets as games to try out. But he's mainly been working on Ty the Tasmanian Tiger as his request game. And I think he's going to be doing a bunch of that off stream, just because there's a lot of achievements that are like collect all the things without getting damaged in that level. Just kind of an obnoxious achievo, but he's been doing that. And it looks like off stream he's been doing some Mega May stuff, which is Mega Man X5. Playing some Final Fantasy VI on Game Boy Advance. And playing some of the Chrono Trigger on DS. So, as usual, Foxy has good taste. Good taste in games. Next up, we've got our other shoot 'em up aficionado in Scanlines we were talking about. He's been playing some UN Squad. Looks like he booted up some Pandemonium. Some Choro Q Advance. That's the Road Trip Adventures on Game Boy Advance. Gunstar Superheroes on Game Boy Advance. Run Dim, Return to Earth on Wonder Swan. Interesting. Felios on Mega Drive. It's a shoot 'em up, looks like. They're riding around on a Pegasus. Interesting. Interesting. Skeleton Crew. That one got a set recently. And Ninja Gaiden 3. So that was our challenge. I think that was our challenge game last week. Bum, bum, bum. And then next up we got Cassie. Throw Cassie Vania a shout out here. Looks like she booted up some Zelda 2. I think she batched this a while ago, so she's probably just playing it. Did a homebrew. Yuto Ichika makes friends. I think that's the character from I was thinking that was the character from Yu-Gi-Oh! But no, that's Yugi, not Yuto. So I don't know. Visual novel though. She already batched that visual novel game we looked at earlier. And playing all the Final Fantasy IV ports all at once. She's continuing on that, like we talked about. Saw her doing that last week. Let's see. Let's check out Pulse. I think Pulse is still going today. He's playing some Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. That's his main game right now. Not sure if he's doing anything off stream. Looks like he's booted up some things. But I don't think he's really putting any time to anything aside from what he's working on stream. But he's been like a 24/7 streamer lately. Well, not 24/7, but basically like 12 hours every day practically. So he's getting through this at a really fast clip. He'll probably have Crisis Core badge by I mean he's like halfway there in terms of just raw number of achievements. But I think he's also just got I think he's mostly got the main story done, and he's just doing side quests right now. So he's just got all the side quest stuff to do. Let's see. Next up the list, we've got Rev. Probably still Final Fantasy 11. Yep. And he did start the Ys 3 on PCCD. Which I gotta get around to that one too. Dun, dun, dun. Let me give Rev a shout out here. It's Rev 7. And then Mr. Knocker. Knocker shout out here. Knocker's currently working on the Ghouls and Ghosts arcade. He's almost done. Dang, man. Huge respect on that one. Ghouls and Ghosts all around, like Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghouls and Goblins are rough games. So arcade versions for the most part are some of the harder ones. So thumbs up to you, sir. Good game. If you're going for that, looks like you're got to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. Beat Beelzebub without picking up any weapon or armor. That is hard. That is hard, especially because it's really, there's a lot of them that are placed in such a way that they're hard to avoid. Have a great night, Wolfie. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, easier than the Sega one? Oh, maybe so. All I can say is I've played a couple different versions and they are all pretty hard. So, see anyone that's got any of those badges, kudos to you, sir. I know I think you've already got some Ghouls and Goblins badges, right? Maybe like the NES one. I have no idea how you organize your badges here, but Lifted did it, but it didn't pop, so I'm trying it without breaking a chest. Ah, just the Sega one? Okay. Well, still, good job on that Sega one. We'll check out what Chrono's been up to. Chrono's good dude. Playing some Tiny Toon Adventures. It's actually kind of surprising that he hasn't badged that one. That one's a pretty popular one in our kind of circles. Played Mario Brothers on the 7800. That's a different one. Sonic Labyrinth on the Game Gear. I've never even heard of that one. That's a 3D one, or 2.5D, and a puzzle platformer. Interesting. Dead of the Brain. That's the visual novel from last week. And Mario Brothers on the arcade. And then Zash. Zash is another person that's great at shoot 'em ups and shooters, FPS games, and not bad at platformers. He's been playing some Life Force, some Gradius 2, Monster Lair, and he also badged UN Squad. So I think I tossed UN Squad Wise's way. Wise badged that one, and Wise tossed this to Zash, and Zash badged this one. So I'm lagging way behind on badging UN Squad. That's for sure. And then Monster Lair is the one that came out the other last week. So good luck to Zash on getting Life Force, and GG's on Gradius 2. That's another pretty difficult shooter. We've got Ivanos. Give a shout out for Ivanos. He's been playing some Mega Man X5 for Mega May. Working on Punch Out. Almost got Punch Out badged. Just needs to get Mike Tyson at the end there. Kirby's Dream Land. That's classic. Thunder Force 4. Street Fighter 2 on arcade. I think I caught a stream of him where he was working on the Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So cool to see that he badged that one. Vados is another badging machine, along with Sark. We'll throw a Sark a shout out here. He said X5 has been going well. I mean, looked like he was progressing pretty steadily there. Sark's been working on Echo on Game Gear, and I saw the other night he had badged the Mega Drive version, so that's cool. And Pocky and Rocky, I thought he badged that already. Maybe he just booted up to give it some, just to play it again. I want to say, I'm forgetting what his last stream badge game was. I think it was Wario Land? Okay. So I think he's still working on Wario Land 4. I think that's his mainstream game for right now. He's badged some other stuff in the meanwhile. And it looks like he got that manual unlock on Slalom. That was that looked like a fun game, but kind of rough. Kind of rough. And then Wise Man. Throw Wise Man a shout out here. As you mentioned earlier on stream here, he's been working on Fester's Quest, Metal Slug X. That's a good one. Life Force. Jordan vs. Bird 1-on-1. Badge that one. Good game on that, sir. Rastan on SMS. So it looks like the main things he's working on right now are Life Force and Metal Slug and Fester's Quest. So I'm sure he'll probably blast through some of those pretty quickly. Easy badge. Yeah, it looks like you got one achievement left. So good job, sir. And then Rockstar Lexi. I think Lexi's got a whole ton because she's been doing the Mega Man X set, Mega Man X collection. Yeah. So I think once you've played and beaten a bunch of the Mega Man games and the Mega Man X games, you can come back and rock your way through these probably somewhat quickly. And Kirby Star Stacker, Yoshi's Cookie, Mario and Yoshi's Cookie on NES. Okay, so there's one on NES and one on Super NES. All right, that covers what our community's been up to for the last week. Oh, and I kind of skipped over myself. I've been doing, well, we did all the net play stuff, so I ended up playing a ton of different games, but not getting very many achievements on any of them. Played a bunch of Monster Hunter. That's kind of my go-to, the main thing I've been working on. And played a bunch of Tetris. I'm down to about like 150,000 lines towards this last one, so getting there slowly but surely. And then I booted up the Higemaru for tonight. Dun, dun, dun. I've made some good progress through U1 Squad, but I still have like the latter half of the game to 1cc through, and I had to beat it on hard mode with a 3cc. And I have to get 1.5 mil score, which will require farming the boss for a bit there. Anywho, so now we're on to that part of the show where we boot up one of these games and give it a go. So I've got actually had Higemaru pulled up here in the background. So I will go ahead and swap over to our RetroArch scene. There we go. We don't need to worry about the box art or anything right now. But I'm going to go ahead and start this from the beginning. Dun, dun, dun. Make sure we got the music going. Alright. Welcome to Adventure World. So I think I'm supposed to be going after a pirate ship. Okay, that's weird. Some catchy music. Kakiga Nakereba. Okay, so we need a key for that. That's basically what it's saying. There's a translated version of this out there and available. I think you might have to do... You either have to find it pre-patched or you might have to do the patching yourself. But there's, I think, 2 different translations that I saw that were available for this one. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be going. I think we're on a Taurus, probably. So it probably like snaps back around if you go far enough around the world. I think we're supposed to find another pirate ship out and about somewhere. Oh, that's the edge of the world. And a wild Morpeko appears for those doing Pokemon. This part of this game kind of reminds me of Jaws, where you're like traveling around on the ship. Alright, we're definitely traversing the area we've traversed before. Okay, that's the end of the screen. Oh, hello there. Oh, crap. Oh, we got 3. I think there's an achievement for getting 4. Ah, come on. Oh, wait. Why did I not get him? I don't know if these guys just keep infinitely coming back or what. I thought I'd miss him. This game definitely does not have the best hitboxes. Also not sure where my health is. Oh. Come on. Dang it, I missed him. Got him. I think that's supposed to be the cook key. The cook key. Okay. I'm gonna go to the island, Cook Island. Which might be this one? Nope. It'd be nice to have like a map. I wonder if there's a map to this game we can find. Ige Maru Makai NES. There's a guides page. The only displays you get are the energy bar and sometimes the number of enemies you must defeat before moving on. There's only one on a ship. Okay. So select does nothing right now. Oh, interesting. So your score is your energy. So if your score gets reduced to 0, you die. Oh, okay. There's a world map here. So we are probably okay. So we're looking for kind of it's in the middle area, and sort of the middle right area. This is probably Heavy Island. Wait. Is this called Curse Island? So the island that we just got the key for should be over here, kind of. No? So here? Aha! Come on, line up for me. You get 4 of you all together. Come on. You get 4 of you for 1. There's 2. Well, there's 3 of 4. This is probably the place to get it if I'm gonna get it. Come on, line up. Can you please all line up together? There we go. Nice. Alright, so we can see, oops. I guess this guy's like a pygmy or something. Let's go down. Oh. Gotta be something here. This is very Zelda-like in terms of just the exploration. You have very generous health. That's for sure. Let's see. Hi, Adric. We are currently working on Higemaru Makaijima. So it's like the Great Ship Mustache and Demon Island. But anyway, welcome. How's your day going? Oh, got like Shy Guys here. Oops. Alright, let's go down this way. Oh gosh. Okay. Got a water melon. Try hitting the totem pole. Nope. Let's see if anything happens if we take out everybody on this screen. There's 2. 3. Oh. Oh. There was a pirate inside the box. Nope. if there's anything in here. You go in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Hmm. Oh, that was about a boss of some kind. Nope. Ow. Hello? Smack him with something there. This guy takes a lot of hits. There we go. We didn't get anything out of that? Dokuro no Shima ni, 黒い本が Arurashi. Okay, so on the Dokuro Island, so on the Skull and Bones Island, there's an old book. It seems like there's an old book. Can I get this? Okay. So maybe I need to go find the ship that's the Dokuro ship. Skull and Bone ship. Bum, 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 bum. Guess we can keep exploring, see if there's anything else here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, okay. So, like, take me to the entrance? Alright then. Alright, so it's supposed to be a Skull and Bone ship. Down to the left, I think? Down here somewhere? Oh, hello. Oh, it's a pirate. Would you call that a mimic? I guess you could call that a mimic. There's a pirate hiding in a treasure box. Oh gosh. Dude, you get caught on the barrel sometimes. Ah! Take that, pirate. Ah! Spawned on top of one. That's not cool. Ah! Alright, another pirate captain here. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1, 2. Ah! How'd that not hit him? Come on. There we go. Oh, I didn't get another key. Oh, there's like a counter up there. It's down to 0 now. Maybe I can get a key now? Nope. House keys, I probably like it already. Dang it. How'd that miss him? Oh, he's hitting for quite hard now. Like 200 each time. I gotta stop getting hit by that. There we go. En route to Curse Island. Okay, so that's Curse Island. So Curse Island is like, I think this one? No? Okay. So Curse is probably down this way? Oh, hello there. Byodo no takara ga hoshikereba, if you want Byodo's treasure. Sanmai no sekiban o atsumeru koto da. You have to collect 3 stone tablets. You need 3 stone tablets if you want to get somebody's treasure. Oh. Hello again. Oh, can I not do that again? Or is it the same guy? Let's see. Rosoku ni hi ga tomoru to, dokuro no fuin ga tokeru soboshi. Rosoku. What is a Rosoku? Candle. Let's see. Higa? Okay. So if you light a candle, it seems like you can break the seal of the Skull and Bones if you light a candle. Okay. Whatever that means. Let's see. So the green ships are like hints. Ah! There we go. We have to take down 22 guys? Oh boy. just so easy to get caught on things in this game. Ah. Dang it. Just farm some health here. Looks like they come back pretty much infinitely. Alright. Ah, there's another Mimic. Dang it. Why? Really? There we go. Alright, 890 health for the boss. I can have it. Ah! He jumped the barrel. One more hit and I'm dead. Ah! Alright, I did that pretty terribly. But anyway, that was Higemaru Makaijima. Treasures of the Seven, or Great Adventure of the Seven Islands. Alright, well, thanks everybody for stopping by. Let's find a raid target and call it a night. So, yeah, I think actually, is Wise going? We should raid Wise if he's going. He is not currently. Alright then. We'll go raid Pulse. Alright, thanks everybody for coming out. Drake, Cosmic, Wolfie, Knocker. Hope this was informative and helpful. Just going through the last week's worth of sets and some community achievos. Hope you guys had fun. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed that game. It was something different, something kind of fun. Kind of plays, like I said, kind of plays like Goof Troop, so kind of fun the same way. A bit of practice, you could probably get those bosses down. You know, they have a pretty easy pattern. Anyway, catch you guys later. You like the RA show? Well, good. I'm glad you're having fun. All right. Anybody watching on YouTube? Have a good night.